When it comes to the indictment of Donald Trump, Democrats might feel the urge to shout it from the rooftops and use it to score political points. And if they're watching Republicans on the other side, that's exactly what they're doing. Trump himself took to Truth Social to call the indictment an attack on our country and our once free and fair elections. No irony at all there. And then there was Ron DeSantis, who called it weaponization of the legal system. Speaker Kevin McCarthy claimed Alvin Bragg weaponized our sacred system of justice. Even Governor Glenn Youngkin, the supposed post-Trump future of the Republican Party, rushed out with a similar statement of his own. To me, this is all pure projection. To me, the only people who are weaponizing and politicizing what shouldn't be a political process at all are these leading Republicans. And they're doing this for one reason, because Donald Trump is still the leader of the Republican Party. If you had any doubt, their following him this past week confirms that. And they're scared of losing the support of his base. So where does that leave Democrats? And what should they be doing about the indictment news? Let me start with what I don't think you should be doing. As much as you may want to, now is not the time for a mass order of lock 'em up T-shirts and mugs. That's exactly what Trump and his supporters would do. Now is also not the time for Democratic candidates to celebrate, to brag, to predict the outcome of the legal cases. If you can, I'd actually just put your head down and stay out of it for now. President Biden and the White House will lean into the long-standing policy that they don't comment on ongoing criminal investigations, which was the policy, by the way, long before them, for decades, through Democratic and Republican presidents. That's not only the right thing to do, but in this case, it's also good politics. And if you're sitting in the White House right now, you're making what I think is the right bet, that the public cares a whole lot more about what the president is doing to actually make their lives better than what he thinks about a hush money payment to an adult film star. It turns out their intended campaign message, the Biden team's, of competence versus chaos, may actually even play out before he enters the race. They don't need to spell out and project what chaos means on the Republican side. The leading candidates, leaders in the House, are doing that for them. It's also important to keep in mind the perception among the American people is already that this case is being politicized. A recent Quinnipiac poll showed that 70% of independents, 70%, more than 90% of Republicans, and even nearly 30% of Democrats thought the case had been politicized. It doesn't really matter that that is based entirely on the phony claims by leading Republicans. But the thing is there's nothing, absolutely nothing, to gain by adding more fuel to that fire. So if you want to say something, if you feel you have to say something, stick with the frame that has been in the statements of a number of Democratic leaders. One, no one is above the law. That's how our country works. Two, Trump will be able to avail himself of the legal system. And three, there should be no intimidation and any protest should be peaceful. That is how the judicial system is supposed to work. And a functioning judicial system is vital to a thriving democracy. The defense of those values is also part of how Democrats held on to the Senate and came close to holding on to the House in November. It turns out defending democracy and the rule of law is not only morally right, it's good politics too. Up next.
Now, of course, Jen Psaki is 100% correct. Well, not 100% correct, but we'll get to that in just a second. The truth of the matter is Democrats have been fundraising off of this. In fact, MSNBC themselves called out Adam Schiff for fundraising off of this. So, they'll say, well, Trump is fundraising off it. Well, yeah, he is fundraising. He should be fundraising off it. He's the one that's been really persecuted by these people. That's not the point. The point is Democrats are taking a victory lap on what is probably a dead case, which Psaki is smart enough to know. But I want to point out something that she showed in the video. She said that even around 30% of Democrats feel that it's been politicized, and all the independents and all the Republicans, all these people feel it's been politicized. That's not what they feel. That's not what the poll said. If you rewind the video or go back and watch it again, the poll says, was this based on politics? In other words, was this case brought by Alvin Bragg for politics, for political purposes? That's what the poll is asking. And that's what even almost 30% of Democrats believe. So she accidentally gave that away right there, which she probably shouldn't have did, which is kind of a big secret that the Democrats don't want you to know. that even a lot of their own party believes this whole case was based on politics to begin with. So I think if I were Democrats, I would take her advice and shut up, because this is probably a dead case. But also, I think you don't want to really have a victory lap on a case that even a lot of people in your own party think is political persecution. Not that I'm in the business of giving Democrats advice, but if I were, and Jen Psaki is, that's mine. Thank you for joining us at Explain America. I'm Carmine Sabia. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.